Hello and welcome to another episode of Crop Roadshow. For this episode, the individual crops only have one specific trait that they're bred for, traditionally. As such, this trait will be how we will evaluate the individual plants. Now on to the show. Now on to our first cultivar, Flexilis. This crabapple is a semi-weeping form of a common Siberian crabapple. It is fairly popular as an ornamental tree due to its wide range of hardiness zones and white flowers. In a study by Dr. Kahn in 2013, he did a greenhouse study and an artificial study where he observed greenhouse inoculations of fire blight within crabapple varieties and apple varieties in greenhouses versus infection rates in natural situations. In terms of lowest number of infections, Malus flexilis tied with first place in several cultivars, ranking as very resistant in natural infection rates. In greenhouse studies, it ranks second in terms of most resistant strain, and the cultivar that ranked first in greenhouse resistance also ranked last in natural resistance, further indicating the resilience of this subspecies population to fire blight. As such, I give it a 3 out of 3 for fire blight resistance. Now on to the next cultivar. Malus sargenti is a species of crabapple that's more of a shrub than it is a tree. It is known to be generally disease-free, and the flowers are quite attractive. Amongst the species of crabapple, this species ranks high in terms of the number of fire blight resistant accessions, with 50 to 60% of the accessions being at least somewhat resistant to fire blight. You have to go into harder to find cultivars like Malus ombrophilia and Malus prapti and Malus fusca in order to get your hands on more resistant cultivars, in terms of the ratio of resistant variants versus non-resistant variants. So from a perspective of breeding purposes, it's pretty darn good. So I give this plant a 2.5 out of 3. Now on to the next cultivar. Our next and final cultivar will be the cultivar Everest. This cultivar was bred for its beautiful foliage, and the fruit are often used in making jams, jellies, and wine. And this tree gained popularity due to its smaller size and ease of growth due to its disease resistance. Despite its name, it was actually named after a woman called Everest, not the mountain range. It was bred in 1974 in the UK and was later awarded the Award of Golden Merit by the Royal Horticultural Society. In terms of fire blight resistance, it is moderately resistant, and various papers were working with incorporating resistance of that crabapple into other apples, making it well suited for fire blight resistance breeding. It is known that this gene, or gene, for fire blight resistance are found in the FBE locus, a region in the apple genome. Although there is some genetic drag in terms of short internodes from crossbreeding this plant with other apples, requiring a few back crosses in order to incorporate these traits properly. Although from the first hybridization, the majority of the individuals showed traits that are no different, agronomically speaking, than regular apples, indicating that although there is some genetic drag in some seedlings, it is very compatible and very good for crossbreeding purposes. And that about covers everything. Thank you for watching.